Hey guys, so it's Wednesday the 3rd. This is my midday video to share with you guys. I'm trying to beat some rain. Some trucks going by here in a minute. Give me a second. I love a big truck. I don't know if you can see off in the distance, you got some pretty ugly cloud cover. Some really cool stuff way down there. I don't know if you can see that. But anyway, that's kind of my challenge today. I made it to a town called Holbrook, Arizona, and it was kind of funny. I look over at this kind of ground right here, and I say, you know, when I sleep outside, that's not so bad at all. What's weird though is when I'm out on the highway, it never seems to be open like this unless I get into a town. So, just want to give you guys some updates and share kind of my mindset with how things are doing. I met a gentleman today. It was really cool from Germany that's coming out and just exploring the Southwest, not Route 66 per se, but the Southwest and heading around. And it was kind of interesting to talk to, you know, just a young 40-something guy that just left Germany to come out to the U.S. And then this is what's so beautiful to me about our country. There's so much I don't even know about it. One of the random questions I ask people often is, you know, if you can go anywhere in the world for vacation, you know, where would it be? And a lot of times I get our own country. Sometimes I get Alaska or Hawaii. A lot of times I get Europe and Australia, New Zealand. But for me, you know, I want to still take the time to get to see this whole country and share with my children before my time is done. But anyway, you guys have been riding the waves with me up and down in my emotions, my mental battle. It's been a bit of a struggle, but there's a real positive. So 3 weeks from tomorrow, for all intents, there's a bench right here. I'm going to grab a bench, sit down for this. For all intents and purposes, will be the end of the walking part of the journey. Some people asked me this morning to replay that email address for you guys. So it's box117 at mail.com, and Scott can get you invited to that kind of protected site, so to speak. But you know, this morning, one of the really cool things that I've been focusing on, kind of lift myself up, is part of me has been apprehensive. I had to throw my other hat. It smelled too bad. I'm sorry. But you know, the best of this journey still may lay ahead. I mean, think about that for a moment. First of all, I'm meeting a few folks in Phoenix and getting to see the Grand Canyon. Selfishly, I've never done that. That's kind of exciting. But I'm ending this journey in one of the largest cities in the world, certainly the largest city that I've been on this journey on. And it's a city that's so diverse. It offers a whole lot. I've been there once before to Los Angeles. Much like this trip, I'm not going to be there very long. I'm going to be getting in and getting out pretty quickly. But, you know, I guess I started to think about, you know, once I get past the desert, the Mojave, I'm going to be making it to, I'm going to take a route to Barstow. And from Barstow on down, well, there's towns along the way. So those last 5 or 6 nights, I don't know if I'll have an opportunity to meet anybody. I will ask you if you know anybody out in the LA way or the Barstow way to reach out to me and let me know. I'd love to get to meet you and make you part of the story. Like I said, I'm going to be seeing towns, I'm going to be seeing people, probably more people than I've met along the whole journey. And it's kind of exciting to think that the best may still be yet to come. Who knows? So I did get a little emotional today. I did start to tear up. I was just sitting back and thinking about all of the, you know, how I got here. And you guys know, if you've been following me from the beginning, I get really emotional pretty easily. And I want to thank all of you out there that have been following me, and so many of you have been significant. This journey isn't about me at all. Like I said, I guess maybe I'm doing the heavy lifting, but I couldn't have done this without the emotional support, the hospitality, the financial support, the love, the willingness to be a part of this and communicate to others out ahead of me, and to try to let the media know that, hey, here's a guy that's trying to make a change in the world. You know, I don't know if there's going to be even a ripple when all is said and done, but we're not going to stop trying. So, you know, as a heartfelt, sincere thank you to all of you. I could run down a list of names, and I'm sure I'd leave people out, and I don't want to do that. But I mean, it started back even before I left on the journey, the folks back in York, Pennsylvania that believed in me and didn't kind of, slough it off as some goofy antic. To the people I met early on in Pennsylvania from day one and day two, Basil and Larry that made this thing start to happen, and the people that introduced me to them, that made me see that this could work, that I could make this happen, that people really did care. On into Western Pennsylvania, Ohio, where I had some of the most special days, Indiana, where I had, in fact, I got to reach out to Debbie. I haven't heard from Debbie in a little bit. Got to see if she's okay. I met Risa and Debbie outside of Fort Wayne. Thank you, Fort Wayne. I made my way out and met others, and Scott and Kelly and their family, and then I met Jim and Papa Joe and Cindy and Misha. Into Missouri with Mary and the Elks. I could just go on. Anna Lee, Leanne, certainly my dear friend Sierra, her dad Chris, Christina, Tracy and Joe, Kelsey. Just been so many wonderful moments. Josh and Bethany and Emsley and Malaya. Just on and on. Oklahoma, Kansas. Forgot about Kansas and Baxter Springs and Jim Adams and Brian and Bert and on into Oklahoma with Mike and Carla and Cindy and Afton and Heather and Afton, and on into Chelsea with my little man Jet and his parents Brooks and Sarah and them and Billy and what they've been through, and then on into I'm going to say it wrong now because I'm going through my mouth. My head too much Sapulpa. Anyway, Oklahoma and Wild Bill and Stacy and the family and all the way on out. It's just been I couldn't have done this without you guys. So if I didn't mention you by name, like I said, no, there's so many of you that I'll be thanking in the book. Did you hear that? That's a cow being transported right down the road. He just moved at me. Anyway, so I've got some things to pick up here in town. I've run out of a couple toiletries, and I'm trying to beat this rain. And hopefully it'll be a quiet day. I'm not as sore as yesterday. But like I said, I'm sure I'm going to be thinking a lot of you as I go, an awful lot, especially to get near the end. Certainly thank you to my family, my kids, and everybody else back home, and people have stood by me. Lisa, who helped out so much early on. Jamie, who's been there, once I left, every step of the way, and been supporting as well. I can't thank you guys enough. I could have done this without you. That's my point. I'm going to get going here before hopefully the rain starts. I thought I had a couple of commentaries. Sometimes I give commentaries when I see things, and I forgot what they were. But I don't think tonight. I'm going to be hunkering down here pretty soon today. So I don't think tonight, if I remember them, will be the night video. All right, guys. So again, thank you to all for just following, supporting. But let's not let it end here. Reach out to Scott, box117@mail.com. Text me 717-554-9847. We got 3 weeks left. Whatever help and support you can give to make sure that hopefully the less nights I sleep outside, the better off. I know I'll be. I'd say we'll all be, but really selfishly, it's all about me. The better off I'll be if I find a cover for a night. So we've got 21 days from tomorrow, I guess, right? Tomorrow's Thursday. Friday's the day I'll be finishing. But the last walk's only going to be I think it's a 2.8 mile or 3 mile walk. So I'm looking forward to that. Most of the stuff won't be coming home with me. This backpack is beat to heck. Mary Ann, thank you for providing that to me. I'll owe you a backpack because I'm not going to be able to bring this nasty thing back. I want to come back as little as possible, so I'll be giving stuff away. I don't have a whole lot of stuff, but whatever I have, I'll be losing along the way. So anyway, I'm going to shut up now, guys. Thanks for following. Just know that this is one of the many times I'll be thanking you and reaching out to all of you. Margie, Scott, Tom Lane, and Laura and Mark, Delphus and Wirt, and Chris and Melissa out in Convoy. I'm just spitting names out there. Mike and Misty out in Pittsburgh, Greensburg to be precise. Chris and his family, one of the most wonderful nights I've had was out in McConnellsburg, I think. My third day when I didn't think I'd be able to make those mountains again. So many people. And I'll get out my book and my list that I have of everybody that I've gone through from my little book journal. And I'll thank you all a little bit more personally when the moment comes, all right? So, again, just thanks for hanging in there with me. Just so you know, Holbrook is the town I'm in today and tonight. From here, I'll be heading out to Winslow. There's one town between here and Winslow, it's only about 13 miles out. If I stop there tomorrow, I forgot the name of that town, Winslow's another 22 miles from there. Because of the rain yesterday, and because of, I didn't recognize Rick yesterday who stopped in, Rick is a guy, another gentleman, moving his family actually to Bristow, Oklahoma, where I met Pastor Tidwell and his family, and Henry and Shauna. He's moving his family over there. He's coming up here dealing with some testing for diabetes he was driving through, and I met him back at that first rest stop area. But he's been through a whole heap too with his wife stricken with cancer and trying to battle that, something fierce, and we keep coming across that. So again, I know I've left people out. I don't mean to. I just love you all, and I want to, again, I by no means have I really had anything to do with this journey. I've just walked, but again, my schedule coming up, I got distracted, sorry. There's a town between Holbrook and Winslow. Winslow's about 35 miles from here. There's a town about 13 miles from here, which would, because of the ride yesterday from Colby, to get me up to the Petrified Forest, I'm about a day ahead of schedule. So to rest the legs and to take it easy in the legs, and because I'm not meeting the Phoenix folks to come up and get me for a few days, I might stop at the small town tomorrow, make that my goal, Winslow the day after that. Then I've got about 3 days to Flagstaff, which includes some mountain climbing. And that'll get me out there around the 8th, 9th, 10th, somewhere in that ballpark. So just stand by. Now, the challenge I'm going to have is between Winslow and Flagstaff. I think will be about 3 days or 2 nights. I hope it's like this here. I hope, I could sleep on that pretty comfortably, to be quite honest with you. The problem is I never see that. Alongside the highway, I never seem to be able to get off without having to find. It's in the towns that they have this stuff kind of like this here. So anyway, I'll stop babbling now. All right, guys, thanks for following. Love you all, and just stay tuned, all right? So if those of you that are helping out or want to reach out ahead if they know people, as I said, there's a town, I'm not sure what it is, 13 miles past Holbrook. Winslow's another 22 after that, and then I'll have a few days between there and Flagstaff. Then I'm going to be heading down to the Grand Canyon with Susan, head down to Phoenix. I got to get with Sue and Bob down there. Another gentleman, Brian, I've reached out to that said, hey, if you're down in town. So I'm not quite sure what I'll be doing in Phoenix, and I'll be getting a ride back up here. There's a rumor potentially that the Navigator might be flying in to Phoenix to have a day up in Nevada with another friend of mine, but I know he's under the weather. So I don't know if there's any truth in that or not either, but we're going to find out. But anyway, I've got people ahead to meet, and then that last week, once I hit Barstow, California, so much to look forward to. So guys, please keep reaching out. Please help me keep spreading the message and pointing the thumb. Don't blame everybody else. Just take your accountability first. There's plenty of blame there after the fact, all right? So thanks, guys. I love you. We'll talk to you soon.